Hi guys. Hey to my friends and family that watch this. I want to first let the friends and family know I'm fine. I know that this was mainly going to be used for emergencies, but I've decided that I need to speak out about what's happening and kind of just show everyone. So this is where I'm going to start doing it. So anyway, don't feel like you have to watch. There's nothing going on right now. So basically, everyone else that doesn't know me, my name's Shannon, and I'm a targeted individual. I learned about this whole crazy targeting program a couple years ago. When it started happening, I started getting stalked at the YMCA that I was working at. When I had somebody working with me, and there was somebody hiding in the building at one point that I chased out of the building, and I had to call the sheriffs about that. The company I was working for didn't have proper cameras set up, and I did not feel safe working alone in the building after a man was hiding there after hours. And they refused to work with us. I ended up whistleblowing on that company and quitting because they made my life so miserable there by lies and stuff and just treating me really badly. So I quit. And then that's when the real fun started. That's when the real targeting ramped up, and well, it was going on a lot at the Y. Literally, they took my picture one time when I was at the drive-thru getting some food. That's just all kinds of weird stuff was happening back then, and that was when I didn't really know what was happening to me. But I learned about gang stalking or organized stalking through this, and well, it's a disgusting program. I'm not even going to say who it's run by because I don't know. Honestly, I feel like it's run by Satan and his minions. But it's basically psychological terrorism and psychological warfare going on here. Basically, these people stalk you 24 hours a day. They chase you out of jobs. They make up lies about you. They basically try to, any fear you might have, they feed on that fear. They find out about it, and then they do it over and over and over. Like, I used to be afraid to drive, for example. That's why I didn't get my license till I was, 44 years old. About 44. Because I was always afraid to drive. I didn't want to hit someone. Well, I got my license. Clearly, I'm driving now, and so now I'm driving, and well, everything was fine at first, but once the gang stalking started, literally people were walking in front of my car, dark clothes late at night. I mean, that's happening a lot anyway around town. A lot of people notice that. Other cars were acting like they were gonna hit me all the time. I literally got cameras for my car to try to keep myself safe. I didn't realize at the time how advanced their hacking skills were. They hacked my phone all the time, but they also hacked those cameras, so I don't have those anymore. Basically, I just record my drives with my phones. So yeah, it's just been really crazy stuff. So I just basically want to kind of share my story. I record when I drive anyway, so I'm just gonna from now on just kind of give you guys little tours of Tucson. I call it tours of Tucson from the gang stalk victim, the local gang stalk victim. So yeah, basically no matter where I'm at, there's always gonna be people there crowding me on the road, in the stores. I've shared a lot of information, and people can feel free to just look it up. I don't really want to get into a lot of details, but most of my videos will probably just be of me driving, and I may kind of draw some attention to some stuff that seems like it could be, gang stalk type stuff. The program makes it so you don't really know who all is gang stalking you, and they really want you to go crazy or look crazy or this with me. I had a neighbor who was, right after she moved in, she called the city of Tucson about dog shit in my yard. Didn't even talk to me about it. I did get a little agitated about that. And apparently though, I don't know, she just started lying and calling the cops on us. She got me arrested for language and gestures, which I ended up having to go to court for. And I got thrown on the ground by the police for that as well. And went to court for that and was refused a lawyer, even though I asked, I would say, 4 or 5 times I asked for a lawyer. They refused every single time. I did it in writing and everything. So I had to go to trial with no lawyer, and of course I was found guilty because I had no idea what the hell I was doing there. Even though we all know that language and gesture should be covered under the First Amendment right. All I did was tell her to leave my family alone. She's lucky I was a child of God. I cussed a little bit, but who cares? Cussing is not illegal. It's not grounds to get thrown around and taken and getting arrested. So then after that did not really stop me from. This is all when I started when I started sharing about the gang stalking and the organized stalking and all that stuff. When I first started speaking out about it, it's when the cops started. That's when the neighbors started calling the cops on me and stuff. Then when that didn't work, they actually, I'm sure it was the neighbor, because when I went to trial, she had said she was worried about my mental health, which is ridiculous. My family is fully involved in my life and fully aware of my mental health status. So I think my family would know best about me. And my family actually had to call the hospital and tell them to release me, because what the hell were they doing? Because what she did is she got the police to get an order from the judge saying that I was mentally unable to take care of myself or some dumbass shit. And so when the people from the mental hospital came to my house and told me they were going to take me, I did get scared, because that's crazy. How can somebody just come take you out of your house, So I left, and then I found out that the order was only good for 2 weeks. So I took off for 2 weeks, and I figured when I come back, everything would be fine. I'd go get my job back, whatever, or get a new job, whatever, because they also, during this time, I was working full-time. I had a job I actually really loved. Things were going pretty good, considering that I was being stalked and harassed 24 hours a day. And so I guess because things were still going too good for me, they basically chased me out of my job. So then I left. That was my bad, because I got nervous about what was happening. Then 2 or 3 months later, the cops actually showed up. What they did is really scandalous. They sent somebody to my house while I was doing laundry, or getting ready to do laundry. They knew I was going to do laundry somehow, because I believe my phone is hacked. I know it is 100% actually. So they sent somebody with care packs. Plus they also know that I care about the homeless, and also, I also had needed resources, but I also care a lot about the homeless, and I always want to help homeless people and people that are on drugs. So they sent me they sent these 2 people, and the people, I should have known, I don't know, I did not think the cops would set me up. So the people come to my house, and they're telling me they got these care packages, and blah, 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 and I'm like, sure, I'll take one. And then, they said they had Narcan. Well, I don't do drugs, I don't need that shit. But I said, well, I do see a lot of people, and, you never know. I could be out at a store and somebody could be overdosing, so sure, I'll take the Narcan. I would love to save someone's life, I care about people, So, and they were talking to me and telling me about everything. And then all of a sudden, I see the cops from around the corner hurrying towards my house. There was 7, probably of the largest cops they could find, men, come around the corner to my house, I immediately was like, what the fuck? Because the cops have been like following me and doing weird stuff. So I immediately took off in my house and closed my door. Well, I had locked all the doors. I was slipping, obviously. So they came through a broken part in my fence. There was a part that the wind blew down in my fence. The cops pushed it down. And then they came in my back door. I ran in my bathroom and locked my bathroom door. They broke my bathroom door and they took me out of my house. I was screaming. They slammed me against the wall. I told them I wasn't resisting. Please don't hurt me. But they, and they did. They didn't hurt me. They did. After I told them I wasn't resisting, please don't hurt me. They didn't hurt me. But they took me to to the hospital against my will. And at that time, when I was in that hospital, they had me talk to in the emergency room area where they took me. They had me talk to, I think at that time it was 3 different I don't even know. I talked to like at least 4 doctors that night. It was 3. And out of the 3 doctors that night, 1 doctor said that I needed to stay the night. And he had like a mask on and he was acting shady. I knew there was something wrong with him. This is part of the organized stalking, by the way. They make up lies about you so that they can get people to turn against you. It's so weird. So, he said I needed to stay. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what the hell? They were trying to say that I was unable to take care of myself. Mind you, I had a full-time job at 2 different convenience stores that I was reliable and they lost a really good worker, both of them. Also, I had a dog that had congestive heart failure who I was taking care of. I also had 3 cats and another dog, and I also was helping take my daughters to and from work whenever they needed me and doing stuff for my daughters. So not only was I taking care of myself, but I was also taking care of animals and my children, my adult children. So sorry I'm sweaty, guys. So anyway, so then basically my family and everyone had to call the hospital. They made me stay overnight and they put me in a bed that smelled like piss. It was a pissy bed. It was fucking horrible. Then they tried to act like they lost my keys to my house and my car. And I'm like, no, you guys gotta find that shit. They found it after I knew what they were up to. Because they had stole, when my daughter got in some trouble, got taken to the hospital, somebody, either the hospital or the cops, had stole some of her stuff. So I knew how they worked around here. I'm like, no, you're gonna find my shit. So anyway, so basically, then when I was in the hospital and I called the lawyer immediately, first thing in the morning, and the lawyer came and talked to me, but they had me talk to at least 2 more doctors, I believe, and both of those doctors didn't have any, I'm not crazy. They think it's weird that I think people are stalking me, but I'm not threatening no one. I'm not, I'm the one being threatened here. I'm not gonna hurt myself or anyone else. Literally, I am just speaking out about what's happening to me, and I believe under the First Amendment right, I have the right to speak out about what is going on in my life. I'm just saying. Last I knew, we were protected under the First Amendment right, freedom of speech. So basically, I'm just trying to speak out about what's going on in my life. And so they let me go. Oh, but let me also mention that during that time, the detective who spent months to get me put in the hospital, which I actually tried to get investigated and, never got an outcome on that. They didn't tell me what happened with that, and I really just don't even care anymore because I know what's going on around here. But the detective and the city of Tucson, while I was in the hospital, and the detective knew I was in the hospital, they condemned my house because I couldn't afford the power at that time. So, that's pretty shady. And then they told my daughter that she needed to come get my animals by 6 o'clock because otherwise they were going to have the pound come and get my animals. And this was like in the next day after I was in the hospital. So thankfully I got out in time. and I was able to save my animals. They were literally trying to take my home and my animals from me. They'd already tried to lock me up, and then while I was locked up illegally, then they tried to take my animals and the house I was staying at. I mean, how sick can these people be? So then, you know, I got out, and, you know, I ended up losing the place anyway because I couldn't afford the rent and everything, the bills. It was just too much. Everything piled up. Life happens sometimes. But yeah, anyway. So, and ever since then, you know, there's been all kinds. I've been recording everything. I have over 50 SD cards full of proof of what they're doing to me. I'm just trying to spread awareness to my friends and family about what's happening to me. I've been sharing a lot of other people's videos, evidence from, you know, what other people are going through, and really also just trying to reach out to anyone that might be going through this. That you're not crazy. You're not alone. This is really happening. You know, the program is crazy. That's what it is. The program's crazy. So yeah, anyway, so that's my testimony pretty much. But I'm now gonna flip the camera around and give you guys a little tour of Tucson. I'm gonna turn the volume off too because when I'm driving, I prefer to have music on. And so I'm gonna turn my music, and if I turn it on, they'll mess with my video. So, you know, you can continue to watch or not. Sometimes I might stop the songs to tell you like what I see as gang stalk activity, just to kind of give you guys a little ride next to me in the car and just kind of see what I see. And, you know, this program's designed to make a person look like they're crazy, paranoid, schizophrenic, delusional, whatnot. And then they try to get you locked up in a mental hospital, or, you know, if they can get you to go crazy and hurt someone, they can send you to prison or jail. So this, you know, there's hundreds and thousands of other people going through this. In the United States and worldwide. It's called organized stalking, targeted individuals, gang stalking. There's videos all over YouTube. There's a bunch of stuff on X about it. So, you know, feel free to look into it. You know, form your own opinions. And I just pray every day that none of you guys have to ever experience this. Because I will say, anyone that knows me knows I've had, you know, a pretty hard life. I've, you know, made some dumb choices. I was homeless for over 10 years. I would say this tops it all. This is probably the worst, well, this is the worst experience I've ever went through in my life. And it has tested me mentally and physically more than anything I've ever dealt with in my life. But I will tell you that it pushed me to God, and I'm being refined right here, right now. You know, it's only going to make me stronger. It's only going to make me a better person. And the ones that are doing this will, you know, eventually, karma will come their way. They will get what's coming to them. As far as I'm concerned, they're terrorists. They cause people to suicide, so they're murderers. Without getting their hands dirty. They're probably Satanists. I don't know. I mean, it's really disgusting. So, and mainly I just want to say, you know, I want people to know that they're not alone. And by the way, I don't do drugs. I don't even drink alcohol. I don't do anything. So, like, this is crazy. 46 years old. Never, you know, like, this is crazy. So, anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I'll be rambling too long. I'm going to turn this camera around and turn the mute off. Wish you guys could listen to my music. I got some real good selections. But anyway, everyone be safe, and I'm just going to give you a little tour of Tucson if you want to see it. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, and thanks for listening, by the way, to my story. I appreciate you guys. And I see Vivian. I see all you guys. I love you guys. Thank you. I'm going to flip this. Tina, Zach. Yes, thank you guys for watching. I'm flipping. Also, because my phone is so hacked so badly, I always have another phone recording. That's what I have. This is the extent I have to go to. I have to have more than one recording device. I mean, like and I was already recording all my drives. I just figured, go public. I can tell my story, you know. People can watch and they don't have to, but then they can also see a little bit of Tucson. Fuck it. Why not? It's safer if you just watch it from my video, because people that was visiting here got axed in the neck. It's really not safe. I wouldn't, well, it was actually a machete. It's all over the news right now. It's just not a safe city. There's a lot of evilness in this city, a lot of real nasty stuff going on, so you guys can safely watch from a distance. upward a little. I just saw one, so it just reminded me. So, also, there's a thing called Jade the Helm. There's some articles about it in Texas a few years ago, but the public wasn't impressed, so I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm going to roll this window up. So, there's very few articles about it, but basically it's some weird AI program that can run through the 5G. And I also learned that the lights, the street lights have 5G in them. Some of them, the LED street lights that they've been putting up. So this Jade system is, I guess, a tracking and eliminating system. I've shared some videos about it on here on my Facebook. But it basically tracks you. So these lights during the day, the street lights, and I've showed some of my friends and family, everywhere I go, there'll be like a street light on here or there, in the middle of the day. So I strongly believe that this Jade 2.0 or whatever the Helm, Jade the Helm system that the military was testing out in Texas, I believe that they didn't just stop doing it, they just stopped talking about it because people didn't like it. So I honestly believe that if you even see a lot of the construction here, which you'll see in the videos, because this will probably be kind of regular, I won't talk the whole time, but I wish I could do some music for real, but you'll see that there's a lot of construction on the sides of the roads, like they're working on the lights and whatnot. I honestly believe that they are putting in and have been putting in the Jade system on our streets, but not just Tucson, not just Texas, but probably all over the place. And that they are using that as a way of tracking people as well as the organized stalking. So, and again, the organized stalking is mainly just to make a person feel very uncomfortable, being watched 24 hours a day, having people do weird stuff in front of their house. A lot of the victims say that their houses are being broken into, which I strongly believe that yes, they are breaking into my house. I don't have proof of that, but I have a very strong feeling that they are. But yeah, so they don't have to do all this though. This is just more terror that they want to cause to the victim. More stress and trauma. So this is what this is a trauma-based program meant to traumatize the individual, the victim. It's a targeted individual. To the point where they either like break and hurt someone or they break and hurt themselves, so that they can be institutionalized and silenced. But they will not silence me. I'm very strong mentally and physically. I will not be silenced. The only way that they're going to silence me is to kill me. And they can feel free to do that because I will go with God at that time. I love my family and my friends very much, but I'm not going to be silenced when people are dying from something here that nobody really knows about. The majority of the public don't know. I would have never known about this had it not happened to me and had I not looked into it. I wish that it didn't, but at the same time, I am glad it did because it did bring me closer to God, and I do have a purpose, and that is to help other people. And they want me to not help other people. They want me to hate other people. And what they've done is they've caused me to be very angry towards other people because of the stalking and stuff. But I'm getting back to who I used to be, and better, actually better than who I used to be, with the help of the Lord. I've got this. He's keeping me very good and strong. So, I mean, it's, I'm not gonna stop exposing this program. I'm gonna do whatever I can to prove what's happening, because people are dying, they're committing suicide. Many of the people that did mass shootings, I just shared a video about, I think I say his name wrong all the time, Myron May. He's just one, Alexis something. There's another one that was in the army. There's many people who have they say that they're, you know, the government or someone's watching them. They're through their phones. They're listening to them. They have tape on their phone camera. They hear voices, which that's a whole nother topic that I don't like to talk a lot about, but I did just share some videos about it. Directed energy weapons, which has been proven. The video I just shared, there's proof that they've actually used those on U.S. citizens for some riots that there was going on. I just shared a video about that on my Facebook. And so I do believe that they're, I never believed it before, but yeah, I do believe that they are actually causing people to hear voices. And Robert Duncan, he's a doctor, that he is a very smart man, and I shared some videos from him to where he actually spoke about the weapons. He worked on the weapons. He was part of making the weapons. So Dr. John Hall is another really smart man, a doctor who also wrote books about it. His fiancée was being stalked, and then that's when he found out about what was happening, and he's exposing the program. He's still talking about it, I believe. I want to say Ted Gunderson, I don't know, one of the former FBI headmen of the FBI actually whistleblowed about the surveillance and was talking about how unconstitutional it was. And this was back in like 2000 or something. So just imagine how bad it's gotten since then. He actually resigned from his position because he knew what he was doing was wrong. Edward Snowden, he also leaked information to the public and the press with proof, documentation of the surveillance and of a lot of the stuff that what I'm speaking about. So these are like smart people that worked with it, doctors, and they're all speaking about this. When Edward Snowden came out, I believe that's when Obama might have been in office. I did share a video about it. It's been a while since I watched that video. But there's been 2 presidents now that have had to publicly apologize for what they're doing with illegal surveillance and whatnot. They're using this illegal surveillance on law-abiding citizens like myself. You know, it could be your mother, so when people say that they're being followed, and if they say, I want people to understand that it could be true, because it's happening to hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. I don't know what the agenda is. I have my theories, but either way, it's all evilness. It's Satan playing little games with us. I guess the veil has been lifted off of my eyes, and I can see now what's really going on, and it's scary, but at the same time, when you find the Lord, you don't have to be scared of nothing, because you get the strength from Him. So if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't have made it through this, and I know I'm going to make it through it, and me and the Lord, we're going to be victorious. But enough preaching. Anyway, there are benefits, I guess. Like I said, I'm glad I found God. I needed Him in my life, and I didn't even know it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut up and listen to some music. But I just feel really a strong urge and need to expose this program. As much as my family doesn't want me to because they're worried about my safety, I understand, and I'll try to stay as safe as I can, you guys. And I love everyone. I love you all, my family. That's why I'm recording everything, and that's why I have 2 things to record on, and that's why I have SD cards saved. Because if they do decide to silence me and kill me or whatever, hopefully somebody else can speak the story, tell what's happened to me. So I'm not, like I said, I won't ever do anything to hurt anyone. I won't hurt myself. There's nothing to worry about. That's what they want, but they're not going to get what they want. Like the old song goes, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can try sometimes, you just might find You get what you need. Okay, I had to sing a little, guys. Sorry. I sing all the time. It's a way of coping with this, which is another reason I'm gonna turn off the mic, because you don't want to hear my singing. I sing and dance to cope with the traumas that they're putting me through on a daily basis. So, I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and you know, just everyone, I hope everyone's good. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. Another reason, sorry, I'm back. Another reason I decided to do the live, like, public and stuff for everyone to see. Not only did I want to share my story, but also I kind of feel like it keeps the gang stalkers at bay a bit, makes them more behaved, because they're aware they're hacking my phone, and it just keeps me safer, you know? And again, the reason I recorded all my drives anyway was for my safety, because they were acting like they were going to run me off the road and stuff. Literally threatening my life on the road every day I had to go to work or anything. And they follow me to work, they follow me to my kids' house, they follow me to the store, they follow me home. It doesn't matter where I go, they follow me. They do weird shit. They take pictures of me, they take videos of me. Sometimes they point and laugh at me. It's so weird. Just weird stuff. Weird stuff. I don't really care about the, you know, street level, you know, civilian gang stalkers. What bothers me the most, to be honest with you, is the sheriffs, the cops, you know, state troopers, the law enforcement officers, which some of my friends and family have seen the harassment from the law enforcement officers for no reason. For absolutely no reason. So, you know, again, I've been thrown around by them. They came one time and told me, because they came when I was in the yard listening to some God stuff, the cops came, and I got arrested then too for, I don't even know what, listening to my stuff too loud, I guess, in the middle of the day. I mean, it's just serious harassment. And now the cops follow me around. They pull me over for dumb stuff. They try to intimidate me. So that is why, basically, I go live. It's because the police are trying. It's police intimidation and harassment, and it's deep. And I am worried that the police, the Tucson Police Department, or the sheriffs, or anyone around here, might actually shoot and kill me. So that is why, and my family, anyone that's been talking to me knows that I'm fully afraid, that I am afraid that the cops are going to kill me and take me from my children and my loved ones. So that is why, I don't know what we're doing here. They're like, anyway, that is why I'm live right now. Because if they do it, they're going to have to do it in front of everyone. So that's what I say. If they're going to shoot me, they're going to have to shoot me in front of everyone. I'm a law-abiding citizen. There's absolutely no reason to shoot me. So, but there was also no reason to throw me on the ground and arrest me either for telling my neighbor to leave me alone, and she's lucky I was a child of God. I mean, it's not a good enough reason to arrest someone, I wouldn't think, and actually charge someone with a supposed crime. I mean, what the hell? That's crazy. And not give a person a lawyer? That's unheard of. That's crazy. The judge even one time called me sir, for Christ's sakes. What the hell? I don't look like a sir? What the hell is your problem? That's because they're evil, and they're dirty, and they're doing illegal acts, and they're feeling guilty, and they're getting all stupid. They need to stop doing their dumb shit. That judge was corrupt. She didn't even give me an opportunity to tell my side of the story. She told me that it only mattered what happened that day. It didn't matter that the old lady was harassing my daughter. That didn't matter. Only what happened that day, me telling her to leave me alone. And even then, I shouldn't have gotten arrested. And I should not have a charge for that. That is ridiculous. The only reason they got away with not giving me a lawyer is because you don't get jail time. That's retarded. You still get a charge. If you're innocent, and it says in the Constitution, I believe it's number 5 or 6 of the Bill of Rights, says that you're entitled to fair trial. And I told these assholes, I'm not getting a fair trial. And they tried to claim I was. I don't know how you going up against a prosecuting attorney by yourself, you're not a lawyer, is a fair trial. And when you ask for a lawyer because you've been chased out of your job and been brought to homelessness due to, police harassment and intimidation, when you try to get a lawyer, they say you can't even apply for one. What? I can't even apply for a lawyer? What? Why? Because they're corrupt. That's why. Because they're corrupt. And they're trying to get me arrested for something that's protected under the First Amendment right. They charged me with something protected under the First Amendment right. Language and gestures? What is that? Because I cussed a little? Give me a break. What are we, in goddamn Germany, Nazi? What the fuck is happening here? I'm done ranting. I'm gonna listen to some music. I get worked up when I talk about it too much, so I'm gonna listen to some music. I wish you guys could hear it. It's Bob Marley right now. I love Bob Marley. He knew what was up. He was a targeted individual. Tupac, targeted individual. I'm sure there's lots more. I mean, lots of music people were targeted and they were shut up. They were killed to be shut up. To be shut up. This shit's been going on since before I was born. Long, long time. It was actually Pink Floyd, I think, that was coming on, or maybe that was the end of Bob Marley, but Pink Floyd, they knew too. They knew they were probably targeted too, or via him, whoever. It's the songs. I listen to a lot of old music, and I'm now discovering what they were trying to tell us, the lyrics. I never used to listen to the lyrics. Oh, I listen now. And there's a lot of messages in the old songs about what was to come. You guys, I was just thinking of something. Yesterday I was watching, I watch videos about homeless people and stuff. And I was watching a video about one of the homeless people here at Tucson. And he was talking about how hard it is to get water, to even be able to use a bathroom. So the 2 weeks that I took off from Tucson because the cops were trying to take me to the hospital for some weird ass reason, just to take my blood and harass me and make me sleep in a pissy bed. and basically try to just humiliate me. I don't fucking know. But I took off and went to like, I was in Nevada and California. I was like right at the border of all three, Arizona, Nevada, and California. And like, I swear they were doing the same thing to me. Oh, there's one of the tracking lights. I don't know if you got, yep, see, it's on. Yep, that's one of the Jade 2.0, the Jade Helm tracking lights. Anyway, so I was, sorry, I got distracted by the tracking light. So I was in the, out in, not in town here where I'm familiar. I was in unfamiliar territory. And literally I went to this park, and when I was there, and I had the dogs with me, and it was like 100 degrees. I needed to get water to wet the dogs down to keep them alive. And there was a park at this one place that I was at in Nevada, I believe. And the first day I was there, the park was open, the bathrooms and whatnot. Well, the next day I went to go in there and get some water and to use the bathroom, and it was locked. And people were sitting there, some homeless people, waiting for the bathrooms to be unlocked. And I asked them, is this normally locked? No. Oh, okay. And it was locked the whole time I was there. And then I would go to the Walmart, and like literally when I pull in, the security guard from the Walmart would circle my car. This is, I kid you not, I have videos of all this shit too, I'm telling you. I have a lot of footage from this. So they would circle my car, and then when I would go in to use the bathroom, the janitor would all of a sudden hurry over to the bathroom and close the bathroom, so I couldn't use the bathroom. So this homeless guy is talking about this, and it reminded me of what they do to people like us. They actually like to cause us to become homeless so that they can further terrorize us even worse. Everywhere I went, instead of giving me free ice from the soda machine so I could keep my drinks cold, they were making me pay for ice. And that's just weird. Like here, I never have to pay for ice. There's like 1 or 2 stores that try to charge for ice here. It's fucking stupid. Making it so you can't have access to water. Making it so you can't have access to a bathroom. Trying to make it, like there's been like 3 or 4 different instances where I've tried to go get propane by the store by my house, and there's dumbass reasons why they can't do it. The last time they said they were out of propane, and I asked one of the regular workers, and he said, no, we never run out of propane. I said, yeah, I know. I figured. They try to get you blacklisted from whatever they can. If they can get someone to turn against you and make sure to refuse you services, they will. I had a whole bunch of problems at the welfare office here trying to get my food stamps. They weren't turning in the paperwork that I was turning in. They weren't doing anything they were supposed to. So to the point where I had to record the whole interaction at the welfare office and have a supervisor deal with my case by themselves, because the welfare office was trying to make it so I couldn't get food stamps, even though I only work 8 hours a week. I'm barely making anything. And they wanted me to starve. They want you to starve. They want you to go thirsty. They want you homeless. They want you dead, basically. So, yeah, basically, I was just thinking about it because I was thinking about that poor guy that's on the street, can't get no water, can't go use a bathroom. He's in a wheelchair. And literally, while he was doing the video, a woman pulls up in a truck, says some weird shit about paparazzi, totally. And then she's like, oh, I'm going to be cleaning up soon, so you're going to have to leave soon. And then she comes back around all stalker-like, totally like gang stalker activity. They will send people, if I'm at a parking lot just trying to be left alone, they will send people in their cars, and those people will pretend to be security guards. Yeah, right. To tell me to leave, because they want me on the road so they can try to like fuck with me on the road. I mean, this is how petty and dumb this fucking program is. And they do it every day, all day long. They're being really good right now because we're live. I think I'm onto something here. I mean, it's so stupid though. So you guys don't have to watch all my lives, obviously, but I probably will be going live when I'm driving like this because it keeps everyone. It holds me accountable and it holds them accountable. If they're doing something wrong, well, it's gonna show. If I do something wrong, well, it's gonna show. That's another reason I record all the my drives. It holds, and that's what I told the investigator when I told him that I had taken video of what the cops did to me. I said I'd take video of all my interactions with the police, in order to hold people accountable for what they're doing. And it holds me accountable too. So if I did something wrong, well, you're gonna see it on the camera. And it's the same, like if they hit me, well, they're gonna buy me a new car, right? If I hit them, well, hopefully my insurance is good enough to buy them a new one. You know, that's what it is. They never usually stop for the ambulance. They're being really good right now. They never stop for emergency vehicles. They are being really good right now. My goodness. Well, there were just 2 cops there at the light as well. Probably trying to bust us or something. Oh my goodness. This is great. I actually recommend everyone going live and shit. It keeps everyone really good, man. This is wonderful. Let's keep it this way. Okay. Hey y'all, I'm gonna get off here now. I'm pretty close to my destination. I ain't trying to show everyone where I'm going. But for everyone that was watching, love you guys. Thank you. And till next time, I'll be driving again later and I'll probably do this again. You don't have to watch if you don't want to. You can check just to make sure I'm not in any trouble. I would appreciate that. But I'm gonna find a new way of letting my family know if I'm in trouble. I'll figure that out here in a little while. I do have a YouTube, so maybe I can try to work on that as well. Because this used to be my way to, like, my family, if I went on live, they would know, like, oh shit, the cops are harassing Shannon. Because they've seen that numerous of times. So this was my, like, emergency thing, but I really just feel like I need to use it for other stuff. So I'll figure out another emergency plan, and I'll let you guys know for the family members. So you can keep an eye out in case something really does happen. But for now, I'm going to use this for this because, well, man, it's been one of the smoother drives I've had in a long time. So thanks for being here with me, guys. It really was a nice, calm, relaxing drive. Much love. Bye, guys. See you later.